Thank you so much, Chen, for having us here at MIF, and thanks all of you for bearing with us today. You've seen lots of talks and heard lots of different stories, and I'm excited to tell you about this new one here, Toogood Gold Corporation. It was only just listed on the Venture Exchange in January of this year, and ironically, I'm quite familiar with the asset. I was at Discovery Group for the better part of 8 years. Worked closely with John Robbins and Jim Paterson on a few different deals. Dale Walster, I believe, is here somewhere. Had the benefit of working with really good people. And this asset was actually a flagship asset for Prospector Metals for a number of years, which is in Discovery Group. And reason why they don't still have it, based on these great initial results, they actually shortly thereafter, releasing these results, picked up the ML project in the Tombstone Belt of the Yukon. It was an option off of Troilus Gold, who came in as 19.9% shareholder. They also then brought in B2 Gold as a 9.9% shareholder. So they quickly pivoted to focusing on the Tombstone Belt in the Yukon, and Toogood was not the immediate focus for them at the time. So that's why we have it now. And you know, part of one of the big lessons I learned with working guys like Jim and John and Dale, you know, asset is obviously critical in this business in the junior space, but having a good team behind that is equally, if not more important sometimes. And that's also one of the things that really attracted me to this opportunity was the folks behind the deal, ex-Snowline, current Dolly Varden Silver members, and you know, people have a real track record of current and former success in the business. Opens up a lot of great access to capital, and you know, gives a certain level of credibility to the overall business model here. So Toogood Gold Project, as you see on the map here, we're on the northern coast of Newfoundland, and Prospector, when they had it in 2022, was the first ever drill program of the project's history, and they hit visible gold in 15 of the first 19 holes. Amongst those drill holes were some 70, 80 plus gram meter intercepts, and like I said, thereafter they sort of pivoted away to the Tombstone Belt in Yukon. So in terms of jurisdiction, we love where we are. It's an amazing place for exploration, for development. We're on the same structural corridor as Valentine Lake. That's Equinox's just producing gold mine. I think their first gold pour was this quarter, if I'm not mistaken, and they're scheduled to produce a couple 100,000 ounces a year out of the gates here. So very fertile belt of rocks, but it's one of these jurisdictions that just hasn't seen the exploration maturity that, you know, the Southwest US or the more established gold belts in Canada have seen. Some of these discoveries in Newfoundland have been quite recent, and so it just hasn't seen those iterations of decades of work. So it's sort of a first mover type opportunity here. So my background, I'm a professional geologist. I've worked in the business for about 20 years, mostly early stage product generation, but right up to M&A takeover. I was with Claude Resources when we were taken out by SSR Mining up at the CB Gold Mine there. And even though my wife thought this was a communist pin, I am indeed a geologist, so I'll just classify that now. Matt Roma, founding CFO of Snowline Gold. No need to get into that story. I think we're all familiar with the outstanding story that is all things Snowline at the Valley and the Rogue. Darren Devine, Sean Kuhn, intricate parts of Dolly Varden Silver. Darren being the chairman and Sean being one of the best promoters in the business. So having these folks involved with this deal, again, it really gives credibility to the overall story, to the asset, and it's opened up great streams of capital for us as well. So collectively, amongst our team, responsible for over $2.5 billion in value creation for shareholders, and that's in the form of both M&A and just elevated share price. So, you know, certainly our intention is to replicate this sort of a story with Toogood. And, you know, I think we have the right team, the right market, and the right asset to do that. So hopefully in a year's time when we're back here, Chen, there'll be another bar on this chart. Cap structure and spend, so 77 million shares out, fully diluted, about 80 million. When we did the listing, there was a concurrent financing where we raised 4.5 million, part flow through, part hard dollar. It was a 10-cent hard dollar raise and a 13-cent flow. And so we've traded up to about 40 cents, so a $30 million market cap. Out of that 4.5 million we raised, we put about 2.5 in the ground this summer. We moved right back to the high-grade Quinlan discovery, which was fully open in all directions. So we put 2,000 meters into Quinlan, and then drilled a few holes at a new target style, district scale target scale, which had never been tested yet. So yeah, shareholders are happy who came in the first round, and ultimately, I think we'll be looking to probably top things up to set us up for a couple of years of work in the near term here. And why Newfoundland? You know, as I said before, it's a great jurisdiction for exploration, for permitting, for mining. You know, I think it was 8th globally in the Fraser Institute from last year's study that they put out, and second only to the beautiful province of Saskatchewan in Canada for attractiveness and investment. So it's a great place to work. Very, very supportive local communities. We fly into the International Airport of Gander. I believe I've got a pointer here somewhere. Right here, and then there's a paved highway that takes you right up to the project area and right through the whole guts of the project, paved highway access, electrical lines, tidewater, deep water ports. So from a CapEx standpoint, if this goes in that direction down the line, there's a lot of the big ticket items that are already taken care of. And you know, we love where we are, and we're in a phase right now where we're trying to consolidate as much of the ground as we can as the district heats up. You know, Valentine Lake is up and running now. Newfound Gold just took out Maritime, so there's heat that is beginning to form in a big way, in a hurry, in Newfoundland. And as I said before, it's kind of one of the youngest gold rushes on the planet in a lot of ways. It just hasn't seen the exploration maturity that some of the other gold belts have. So this is the project as it is today. Most of the work, as you see, has been focused in the southwest block, and that's the location of the 2022 drilling discovery at Quinlan that hit VG in 15 and 19 holes. The diagonal lines up in the northeast block, those are proposed soil lines for the summer. So this is very much so a first mover type opportunity. Much of the ground in the northeast has not been walked. There's sparse rock sampling that have been collected off of roads and secondary roads, but really it's open ground, and it's the same rocks, it's the same geology, it's the same structural regime as what we're seeing in the south, and ultimately it's epithermal and orogenic gold country. So you know, what we're seeing at Quinlan, this is largely a free gold system. There's an association with gold and arsenopyrite as well. And luckily, soils is a very robust tool for us. There's not a whole lot of cover. There's a very thin veneer of soils and glacial till. So when you get a soil anomaly, it's a dead ringer for in situ gold for the most part. Whether it's gold or arsenic showing up in the soils, it's a very, very robust targeting tool, which is great. So it's kind of taking a page out of Kennerland Minerals' book a little bit, where they do the regional geochemical grids across big areas of land. Then you can hone in on those single or a couple anomalies on a line with a tighter grid, and just evaluate big swaths of land in a cost-effective and efficient manner. So district scale, there's no lack of grade. You know, we're seeing up to 7,800 gram per ton in outcrop undrilled, and you can walk right up to the Felsic Dike, which hosts Quinlan, and see half centimeter blebs of VG just coming right out of the ground. And so it's, I think sort of ticks a lot of the earmarks of a tier 1 style asset, in the sense you've got that district scale upside, the grade, favorable jurisdiction, and sort of blue sky potential for discovery. This is a quick summary of the 2022 results from prospectors. So as you can see, the Felsic Dike is the yellow unit you're seeing in the sections there. I'd like to say that in my career, my hit ratio in the first phase of drilling at a project is 15 to 19 holes in VG, but that's usually not the case. And when you're getting sort of 70, 80 plus gram meter holes at the first swing of the bat, I think it just speaks to the fertility of the ground. So this summer we moved in and we drilled 30 holes at Quinlan, and then 3 holes at a different target that we won't get into, but results will be coming up for that soon. And so far, so good. We've hit the dike in all the holes. In the holes that we've released, we've got gold, we've got some nice zingers in the first batch, and it's early days for Quinlan. So we're going to continue to step out on this, continue to test for regional continuity, both long strike and down dip. But it does come right to surface. So in 2,000 meters, we were able to drill 33 holes. So it's really good bang for your buck in terms of learning the scale potential of the system in a cost-effective manner. Just a quick section here. So 2 of the better holes from the first batch results, 29.3 meters at 2.2 grams close to surface, top sort of 20 meters vertical. Another hole, 3.35 at half ounce per ton. And that included a smaller interval at multi-ounce per ton. So it's good grade, it's at surface, it's early days, it needs to be drilled more, but so far so good. The gold's in the right column, and the rock is in the box that we want to see. So thank you very much for your time. The investment opportunity is pretty simple. We're a first mover. offering hopefully the maximum torque for investors. When I joined Discovery Group 1,000 years ago, Great Bear was effectively a broken shell with a negative working capital and a $10 million market cap. And with some good fundamental geoscience and good people behind the deal and thinking outside the box a bit, we know where it went. So I think we have the team in place, the asset and the market to make that possible, and look forward to keeping you all posted as we move things along. Thank you.